Phishing has always been a threat. Now with AI, it's more dangerous than ever. Phishing 2.0 is here. It's smarter, more convincing, and harder to detect. Understanding this new threat is crucial to your cybersecurity. A recent study by Zscaler ThreatLabz found that a 60% increase in AI-driven phishing attacks. This is a wake-up call that phishing is only getting worse. Here's how AI is amplifying phishing and what you can do to protect yourselves. Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. I'm Michael Kinnett. I'm CEO and founder of Eternal Networks. And every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, I go live on all of our social media, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, X, and Instagram, and discuss the latest in technology and cybersecurity news that might affect you and your business and to answer your questions. In these live streams, I cover educational topics to help fellow small business owners feel more confident in their cybersecurity and their technology. At Eternal Networks, our goal is really to help businesses to stop worrying about their day-to-day IT and cybersecurity so they can focus on what they love, what they're passionate about. At the end of the live stream, I'll also be answering any questions from the audience. So if you've got questions, get them ready, post them in the comments at any time. And when I get to the end, I'll make sure to get those answered. First off, got to talk about this again. CrowdStrike, no surprise. I'm talking about this again this week. I feel bad for anybody that was, drastically impacted by the CrowdStrike technology failure is really what it was of the last week. I've seen stories of people stranded in airports for days because flights are canceled and canceled and canceled. My family was traveling to Disneyland in California, and at the hotel when we checked in, we couldn't use our credit card. They had to take, copies of my credit card because they couldn't process things. So this has impacted a lot of organizations. So we're going to talk a little bit about that in the news here before I get on to our topic. But we're going to have more news topics related to this cyber strike in the future as well. But here's the one for this week. Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway's Ajit Jain have raised concerns about the potential massive losses from cyber insurance policies from this recent outage caused by the faulty CrowdStrike software update. And this really highlights the challenges in predicting these type of losses. Fitch Ratings has estimated the losses from the incident to be not exceeding $10 billion. Insurer Parametrics has projected that the outage could cost Fortune 500 companies $5.4 billion, with an average loss of $44 million per affected company. Despite this, only 10 to 20% of these losses are expected to be covered by cyber insurance due to the high risk retentions and low policy limits of these. This event has shown that the cyber insurance market is really fraught with unpredictability, potentially driving increased scrutiny and interest in cybersecurity measures in sectors like airlines, healthcare, and banking that faced substantial losses from this recent failure. The full extent of these claims and the impacts, especially on business interruptions, remains uncertain and really highlights the need for insurers to diversify their cyber risk portfolios to mitigate the impact of these type of cyber events. So I fully expect this is going to have a trickle-down effect too, where we're going to see additional increases in cyber insurance policies in the future, now that the insurance sector realizes that it's not just hacks that could cause these type of outages. It could be just a bad system update from a software vendor. So we'll definitely have more information coming on the long-lasting effects of this recent failure. We also know a little bit more about another failure, this one with AT&T. A report recently published by the FCC has found that AT&T was responsible for a February outage that blocked over 92 million calls, including 25,000 emergency calls, due to preventable factors like inadequate testing and failure to follow procedures. Gee, that sounds a lot like this CrowdStrike failure this last week. The 12-hour outage for AT&T also impacted 5G data services and disrupted FirstNet, the network for first responders. The FCC's findings add to AT&T's credibility issues already strained by a recent data breach that compromised over 109 million customer accounts. The report highlights AT&T's failure to test software updates properly, contributing to the prolonged outage, and comes amid ongoing scrutiny of their security practices. So, good to know that we know what happened with that outage back in February. AT&T is definitely being held accountable for that. All right, now on to the fun topic of phishing. I'm being a little bit facetious there. And nobody likes talking about phishing. Everybody's probably sick of hearing about phishing, but the reality is phishing's here and it's not going anywhere. Phishing began simply. Attackers just sent out mass emails in the hopes that somebody would take the bait. The emails were often crude, using poor grammar, and there were obvious lies if you looked at them. Many people could spot them easily. But things have changed. Attackers now use AI to improve their tactics. AI helps them craft convincing messages. There's no longer grammar mistakes in the content. It also helps them to target specific individuals and organizations, making the phishing more effective. Here's 5 ways that AI has enhanced phishing attempts on your company. So this is from the criminal's perspective, right? So number 1 is it allows them to create realistic messages. AI can analyze huge amounts of data and study how people write and speak, which helps it to create realistic phishing messages. These messages sound more like they come from a real person. They mimic the tone, they mimic the style of legitimate communications, and makes them harder to spot. There's no more translation errors or other type of grammatical errors in the content. Number 2 is personalized attacks. AI can gather information from social media and other sources and use that information to create personalized messages either to a user or to an organization. These messages can mention details about your life. They can reference your job, your hobbies, recent activities. This personalization increases the chances that the recipient will believe that the message is real, it's legitimate. All right, number 3 is spear phishing, which spear phishing targets specific individuals or organizations and is much more sophisticated than regular phishing. AI makes spear phishing even more dangerous because it helps attackers research their targets in depth. They can craft highly tailored messages, which are hard to distinguish from legitimate ones, which is what I just talked about. Number 4 is automated phishing. AI automates many aspects of phishing. It can send out thousands of phishing messages very quickly and can also adapt messages based on responses. If someone clicks a link but doesn't enter information, AI can send a follow-up email. This persistence increases the likelihood of success for the attacker. And then the last one, deepfake technology uses AI to create realistic fake videos and fake audio. Attackers can use deepfakes in phishing attacks. For example, they might create a video of a CEO asking for sensitive information to be sent out. This adds a new layer of deception on top of what they've already been doing for years with phishing attacks. It makes phishing even more convincing. The rise of this AI-enhanced phishing has brought about significant challenges for businesses and individuals. These sophisticated attacks have dramatically increased success rates, leading to a surge in data breaches and financial losses for companies, while individuals face the heightened risk of identity theft and related issues that come as a result of these breaches. Traditional detection methods are often inadequate against these advanced threats, as spam filters and employees alike struggle to recognize them. The damage inflicted by AI-enhanced phishing can be extensive, with personalized attacks compromising sensitive information, disrupting operations in the organization, resulting in other consequences. So here's the question, right? How do you protect yourself from these new AI, these new advanced phishing techniques? Here's a couple of tricks, and this is good for phishing. This is also good for all the different types of phishing, right? Email phishing, voice phishing, text message phishing, like all of these things. Number 1, be skeptical. Always be skeptical of unsolicited messages. Even if they appear to come from a trusted source, verify the sender's identity. Don't just click on links or download attachments from unknown sources. And don't reply back until you've verified it. Check for red flags in the messages. These might include generic greetings, urgent language, or requests for sensitive information. Be cautious if the email seems too good to be true. They're offering you a bunch of free stuff. You have to respond now. Probably too good to be true. Probably some form of phishing. If it seems to be coming from your boss and they're demanding immediate response on something that they typically don't do, be skeptical. Be cautious. Probably phishing, some sort of phishing attack. Another tip here is to use multi-factor authentication. This adds a layer of security. Even if an attacker gets your password, even if you do fall for a phishing attack and provide your password, that MFA adds another form of verification that makes it harder for them to access your accounts. Educate, right? This one probably should have been at the top of the list because it's so critical. But education is key. Learn about phishing tactics. Stay informed about the latest threats. Share this knowledge that you have with others. Training can help people recognize and avoid phishing attacks. Also, I mentioned this a little bit already, but verify any request to sensitive information. Never provide sensitive information via email. If you receive a request, verify it through a separate communication channel. If you get an email that seems to be from your boss, and asking for you to respond back with some information that typically is not sent via email, don't respond. Contact your boss through Teams, through text message, through some other channel that you know and trust. Contact them directly with their unknown phone number or known email address to verify that without just responding back to the initial request. Also, there's lots of new advanced security tools available that can help in battling this new AI phishing threat. Many new anti-phishing softwares are available that use similar AI methods to provide those protections. So make sure you're investing in those advanced security tools to help detect and block phishing attempts. Email filters can screen out suspicious messages if you keep it up to date and you make sure that you're using something that has these latest and greatest advanced tactics in protections. And then finally, it's important that you report any phishing attempts that you do see. Report them to your IT team, to your email provider. This helps them to improve their security measures. It also helps protect others from similar attacks. Many security software now includes the ability to claw back messages or to reach into users' mailboxes and remove messages if a threat is detected. So you reporting that phishing email can allow your IT and security team or email provider to, in some cases, claw back that same message that went to other users in your organization. So you detecting it and reporting it could protect your coworker from reacting and responding to it. All right. It's also important, and this is a little bit more technical than most end users. So if you're an IT director or working in an IT team, make sure that you have proper email authentication protocols and security protocols in place, such as SPF records, DKIM, DMARC. All of these help protect against email spoofing. Ensure that your company has these protocols enabled for your domain so that you have that extra layer of security for your emails. If you manage your in-house IT and don't know what those are, please reach out to me. I would gladly educate you on what those are and why they're important. They're definitely a little bit more technical than we're going to cover on this live stream. I talk about this also a lot of times. Doing regular security audits can also help you with this. Helping to identify any vulnerabilities in your email system, in your policies and procedures, and in the settings of the security software that you have. Regularly look at those things, audit them, make sure that you have all the features that you want turned on. Sometimes something gets turned off in a system to do a test and doesn't get turned back on. So make sure that you're regularly auditing your systems to make sure that the settings are right, the vulnerabilities are taken care of to be able to prevent and protect against these advanced phishing attacks. Phishing 2.0, this AI phishing, is a serious threat. If you ever have any questions about your email security, cyber attacks, or anything in general, you can always reach out to me and my team and ask us questions. Send me a direct message, use our website, leave comments in our posts, chats, right? There's lots of ways. Love talking about technology, love talking about security and answering those questions. That being said, let's see if we have any questions from our audience today. I don't see anything coming up in my comments feed. So I'll just wrap up here then. If you're eager to stay on top of cybersecurity challenges for your industry, I've got a great opportunity for you to join us on Thursday at 1 p.m. for a free weekly cybersecurity briefing. We connect with other local businesses here in Nevada and discuss the latest tech and cybersecurity issues that are impacting your specific industry. We tailor these sessions to the industry of those that attend, those that register and attend, so that we can provide some targeted insights into what exactly is going on in your industry related to cybersecurity. These live streams, typically I'm talking about broad generalizations about cybersecurity across all industries. But the reality is some industries have different needs and different risks. So we dig in and talk some about those on these weekly cybersecurity briefings. You can gain valuable knowledge from us, our team of cybersecurity specialists. So you can check out the available dates via the link below or the QR code that's found in the top corner of the screen to secure a spot. Because we do tailor that to our attendees, we do limit how many can register. So it's not just unlimited. If you think you'd like to attend, please click the link and register to save your spot for that. Thanks for joining us today. If you do have any other comments or questions, if you're watching this after the fact, not watching it live, still comment. Let me know your thoughts on this. If there's a topic that you'd like me to cover in the future, please DM me, post it in the comments, email us, go to our website, however you want to reach out to me. I'd love to cover any topics that are of interest to you, my audience, to be able to provide the ability for you to have a safe and secure environment to do what you love without worrying about the headaches and hassle of cybersecurity. Have a good weekend. We'll talk to you later.